Donald Brooks with you, Edgar. I'm so sorry. Let me pause this. No, I'm going to turn it off because I don't want to distract you. Well, let's leave it like that. I think it'll turn itself off. I don't know about gadgets, DVDs, VCRs, anything. I'm just an old movie buff, an old movie and an old television show buff. And my favorite movie star of all time is this lady, Bette Davis. She was before my time, believe it or not. Yes, they had movies before I was born, and she was a big star. Great lady. But I also like old television shows, and two of my favorite, Perry Mason and Columbo. They were great detective shows, crime, murder mysteries, but they were different in one way. In Perry Mason, you had to go along with him and decide and figure out who was the killer, who done it, in other words. Columbo was different. From the beginning of the episode, you know who was the killer, but you have to watch Columbo match which with the killer. He goes straight to the killer, but those are two of my favorites. I also like Gunsmoke and The Fugitive. But we're not here to talk about what I like. And by the way, when I watch Bette Davis or Columbo, an old movie, an old television show, my snack of choice, and it's popped in a frying pan and not a microwave. Don't pop popcorn in a microwave, not good. Popcorn and a cold beer. Oh man, it doesn't get a whole lot better than that. But that's enough of that. That's not what we're here to talk about. The name of this episode is What If OJ Was Innocent? Now wait, before you click it off, I'm not saying he was innocent. This is timely because it's just a little bit after his passing. He passed away a few weeks ago at the age of 76. And I don't think I need to go into what OJ was famous and infamous for. He was famous because he was a great football player. He was infamous because he was accused of a horrible murder. He was accused of killing his ex-wife, Nicole Simpson, and the gentleman Goldman, I think his name was Ron Goldman. Just a terrible murder. What if he was innocent? The reason I say what if is because you're innocent until proven guilty. And although there was a lot of evidence to say that he was guilty, it was not beyond a shadow of doubt. And not only that, I don't recall the police looking for anyone but OJ. They went to OJ and that was a suspect. There was also another suspect, and as I talk about this, remember, I'm not saying he was innocent or guilty. I'm not pointing the blame at anybody. But another suspect that should have been looked at was OJ's son. I'm not going to go into the details, but you just read about it. And another gentleman named Rogers, I forgot his first name, who actually confessed. Well, of course, you say a lot of people confessed to murders and they didn't do it. But anyway, look into it. I'm not going to go into the details, but he knew a lot of things that only the killer would have known. So, there's enough to be said about what if he didn't do it. You know, they said that people were divided on the verdict. All white America said he was guilty, and all black America said he was innocent. That's not true. I dare say probably 90% of America, including black and white, thought he was guilty. The only difference is so many black people said, well, he might be guilty, but I'm glad he got away because white folks have been getting away with murder and murdering us, and they've been getting away, and we've been innocent. Black people have been gone to the electric chair and incarcerated for years. So no, the majority of people thought he was guilty. But what if he wasn't? Makes me think of Rodney Reed, and we talked about Rodney Reed on this Donald Brooks show. What if he's innocent and he spent the majority of his adult life in prison? What if OJ is innocent and he went from being a hero, America's darling, to a pariah, someone who is very infamous for the brutal murder of two innocent people? What if is all I'm saying. What if? And you do know that the media plays a large part in how we think. And unfortunately, the media played a huge part in this. The TV, it was on TV every day. As a matter of fact, I didn't miss a courtroom hearing when it was on. I was glued to my television like so many other people. This was back in, I think, 1994, so I don't know how young my vast audience is. So y'all might not even know about OJ. If you don't, read about him because it's very interesting. I dare say, I'm not going to say the crime of America, the most famous crime in America, but it was one of them, and they called it the crime of the century. It was a terrible thing. It made people famous, made the judge famous, Ito, made other people famous, the prosecutor, Marshall Clark, and of course the OJ's lawyer, Johnny Cochran. If it don't fit, you must acquit. That was his saying that got famous. Anyway, look into it. No. I'm not saying OJ was innocent. I'm just saying there's enough conversation for us to say, what if he was innocent? That's all. I'm going to see y'all later. Gotta get some napkins and resume my snack of choice. Popcorn and a cold brew. Ah, look at there. Look what I did. Let me clean this mess up. Let me get a towel.